Welcome back to That's So Stosh. This is episode number 7, and today we're going to give you guys some advice on how to set goals.
Along with everything else that we show you guys in the vlog, traveling, everything, we're going to also be giving you guys branding tips for your businesses and overall tips and advice that you guys can use in your personal day-to-day lives. For you guys that didn't know out there, we have a company that we co-own together. It's called Think Branding.
Think Branding is a holistic branding company, and what we do is focus on the entrepreneur first, and then their branding strategies, and then their visuals. To learn more about that, visit our website, www.thinkbrandingco.com.
Tip number 1, identifying your long-term goals. That is very important. I feel like the quickest way to never reach your destination is to not know exactly where you're going. So it's always important to have a clear picture of exactly what you want to go, what you want to do, and what you want to accomplish by the end of the year. So I know a lot of people say plan for 5 years in advance, but that's a really long time, and it's kind of difficult when you're just now starting off setting goals and planning for your life. So take it easy, plan for a year, figure out what you want to do for the end of the year, what goals you want to accomplish by then. Make it really simple and then start to break it down. Last thing to keep in mind, make sure that they are realistic. You have to challenge yourself, but make sure that you keep in mind that they're always realistic goals.
Tip number 2. What we like to do is break down our long-term goals into short-term goals. So say we take that 1-year goal, and I think a lot of people can relate to maybe body goals. So if you want to gain weight or lose weight, whichever one you prefer, just break that down into smaller goals. For instance, 1 year, say you want to lose 20 pounds, right? Break that down into 6 months, that's 10 pounds, and then break that down monthly. That's like 1.5 pounds a month. Yeah, exactly. So when you break down that way, it's doable. Once those goals are completely broken down, now you can get to the root of everything. What do I do to even begin this? What do I do to lose this first pound this month? So you write down, okay, maybe exercising, probably eating less carbs, changing your diet, something like that. So just write down those goals, and then from there, just stay consistent.
Tip number 3. Be realistic, but also challenge yourself. I have a background in artist management, so working with different music artists, poets, singers, etc. So if your goal is to perform at Madison Square Garden at the end of this year, but you didn't start any type of performing at all, you never touched the stage, that's a little bit unrealistic. Obviously, you're going to translate what I'm saying into whatever goals that you have, but this is just what I want to use. So make sure that your goals are realistic. So instead of that being your goal is to perform 10 times on a smaller stage. Second thing, challenge yourself. If you've done one show, again staying with the artistry, if you do one show right here, don't just keep doing that same show because you feel comfortable with that audience. Make sure you go to different places, hit up different promoters, different hosts, and try to perform as many times as possible in front of as many crowds as possible that's in your target market. The next thing is to really understand the time that you have, the effort that you're willing to put into something, and the lifestyle that you live. If you live a lifestyle where you work a 9 to 5 and you have absolutely no time, you can't say that I want to do 10 shows a day because you're not going to be able to actually do that. So be realistic with the lifestyle that you live. The last thing is you have to actually put effort in to see some certain results. So with the goals that you set, if you know when you break it down that you're not going to be willing to put in this efforts for the short term, make sure you lessen your goals or increase it depending on the amount of effort that you want to put into it.
Tip number 4. Make sure you take your time when doing these things, because planning your goals, it's huge. This is your life that you're dealing with. So I don't recommend that you just take one day out and plan your life. I think that these goals should be done over a week. See how you feel about certain things. Take your time. Obviously, if you have a business, dedicate these things to your business, like the business goals that you have for the year. But if you are a business owner, don't neglect your personal life. A lot of times we tend to forget to travel and explore the world and take care of our minds, our bodies, our spirits, our families, things like that. So always make sure you put that at the top of your list too with the rest of your goals.
Last but not least, tip number 5. Stay consistent. Make sure you have weekly check-ins. If you have to use a spreadsheet, a checklist, you can use this app that we haven't been using for the last 3 days. But see, we real people.
So Daily is this app that we use, and it's pretty much to check if you've been making progress, what you've been doing throughout the day. You can actually personalize the different things that you do throughout the day. So I add things like meditation and grocery shopping, stuff like that. Things you do on a weekly or daily basis, and you can check them off to see if you're staying on track with all of your goals.
Yeah, so make sure that you stay on track and make sure that you keep checking in on yourself, because if you're not checking in on yourself, it's just up in the air and you don't know, you don't have any record of if you've been staying consistent or not. If you miss out on a day or you're not consistent one day, don't let that destroy your whole mood for like the week and just give up on everything. Like, it's only one day, chill, it's going to be alright. Hop right back on it the next day, or start from that moment that you're like, oh shoot, I forgot about this, I need to do it right now. So make sure you stay consistent, alright?
So hopefully you guys found these tips useful, and if you have any tips of your own for planning goals, leave them in the comments below.
Peace.
What is wrong with you? What do you mean?
What are those?
Okay, let's go.
So, we're going to start off real smooth. Tip number 1.
Oh, you wanted to do it? What? Are we done? What? What?
All the traveling and everything else that we talk about on our blogs, we're also going to be giving you guys tips. I definitely said blogs.
Yeah.
Along with everything else that we talk about on our blogs, the traveling. Vlogs.
You want me to do it? Okay, wait, so what part are we up to?
You just said, do you want me to do it, then say what part
Yeah,
we
but
up to? So we're going to start off real smooth. Tip number 1. Okay. Tip number 1. Hold on, we looking up or
Yeah.
I was looking at you. Your goals.
I forgot.
It was totally in this tip by myself.
Yeah.
And then you did the next tip by yourself.
Let me pick up the tips.
Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. This is us just get.
Just continue from there. You can cut it. Like, I don't know why you filmed the whole thing. Okay.